Button. Hello everyone to the Multiversal Tournament. I am your host, Bugboy1014, and I am joined here by Shad.
Hello.
He is not involved in this fight, but he is here to spectate. My co-host currently is sick, Fox Warrior. I hope they get well soon. They insisted on trying to help for a while now, but they're too sick to help, and I kept insisting, like, dude, let me do this by myself. I did Zelkar vs. Gognek. I'll be fine. And they're like, okay, sorry. I'm like, you're fine. Anyway. So, I'm here, just controlling this battle on my own. Shad is here for color commentary and to react to what's going on. While they're playing, I believe, Ark in the background.
Yep.
Today will be a matchup between the young black dragon hunter and the water elemental. Should be a pretty simple fight, all things considered. Alright. So, with all that being said, let me actually set the scene. So, is this a night battle or day battle?
Huh?
I'm trying to remember if this is a night battle or day battle. Previous one.
Let's say day.
Well, it would be whatever the previous. It would be the opposite of whatever Zokar vs. Gognak one was. I think the Zokar vs. Gognak was a day battle. So let's say this is a night battle. That'll help out the Dragon Hunter anyway.
Right.
So, it is around whatever equates to midnight in this. And the horns blare in the arena as the next battle is announced between the water elemental and the young black dragon hunter. The black dragon hunter stands up in his room, grabs his armor and weapons, and begins walking out of the room. This room being black and dusty and covered in trophies of previous kills on all of the walls, with their version of Mini Mimi having a dragon skull on their head, a small dragon skull, but still a dragon skull. As they walk out, they're thinking to themselves, "Is this even a worthy kill? It shouldn't even be that hard. There's something else going on." But they shake off the feeling and just walk towards the front of the arena. As they're passed by, a lot of the people that they pass by give them either sideways glares or back away and get out of their way, depending on how they feel about it. Though some of them ignore him altogether and just pass by, hurriedly trying to get into the stands to watch the upcoming fight. There's already bets on the round, as usual. Most bets having been done long before the actual fight was about to go underway. For the most part, though, no one really stops them or bothers them as they walk to the front gate, and they notice there's no elemental next to them. They're just at the front gates. They stand there for a while, about 2 minutes. Nothing happens. And the gate slowly starts to creak open, and they walk inside, figuring their opponent didn't even show up. Walk inside the arena to a crowd of screaming fans and audience members as I will transfer the music. That's a little too loud. So, as they walk into the arena, Mimi directs them, says, "Please pick which side of the arena you would like." And they look around. They look at her quizzically, and then choose the left side of the arena and start to slowly walk to their position, wondering where their opponent is. Decide to walk up onto the left platform, near the back, to get a good eye of their opponent that isn't there, and they are told that they have a minute to prepare. They ask, they don't actually ask anything, but they drink a potion of, they drink a few potions before the actual fight starts. When the fight is about to start, when the fight actually will start, they think that they're going to be declared the winner, but then they notice the ground begins to shake. And I will now roll for initiative. All right. As the ground is shaking, they look around and aren't exactly sure what is going on, but then they realize their opponent is in the arena somewhere. They pull out their bow, ready their bow, and fire. They don't actually fire a shot. They have their bow readied, and they are preparing an action to fire at anything that moves as a reaction. Turn that down even more because that music's a little loud. All right, so far, Shad,
Yes.
seems to be pretty normal reactions for this dragon hunter.
Yes, it does.
Then we'll transition to their opponent's turn as it begins to become clear on what's going on here. As the water underneath, as the pools of water that are around the arena begin to rise and flow towards the center of the arena, shaping into a form that looks nothing less than an ocean given shape. It seems that what they are fighting is more than a simple water elemental. They are seemingly fighting the ocean itself, or the one in the arena. The Leviathan. Otherwise known as a water primordial. Let me go ahead and show that here. Except it's not big enough. Let me make it bigger, because it's supposed to be bigger. There we go. There's his actual size.
That's quite a big creature.
Yes. It is. Ugh. Oh. However, this thing still needs to follow the rules, which that needs to start on the right side, so it will be over here. As the most of the water from underneath the arena drains out, as it turns out, the water in the arena is the Leviathan, is the water primordial. So, you remember that water that you went into before with the Oni?
Yep.
That was this thing's body. It just let you swim in
Oh.
it.
So pretty much there's always been. So there's always been three players to fights.
Effectively, yes, though this one has not interfered, as they were told not to. Who is
Not until
somehow
it's
controlling one of these things is unknown, because primordials usually cannot be controlled. But given this thing is being docile between fights, something is clearly controlling it, or at least holding it back. So, it will start by flowing out of the water. Well, I say out of the water. It's the water flowing out of the hole in the ground, leaving it basically being a dry pool and forming a shape similar to perfect chaos, if you know what that is.
slightly.
Play Sonic Adventure. Sonic Adventure 2, actually. Okay. Sonic Adventure 1. Anyway. It will flow towards... What's its movement speed again? Hold on. 40 feet. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Using the actual water underneath the arena, it will move towards the Dragon Hunter quite a distance and come out of the water at here. That's when the Dragon Hunter is going to use their reaction to fire their shot. He is going to try to shoot the water. Okay, let me go ahead and do turn off Great Weapon Master, turn on Sharpshooter. Mastercraft performance is fine. Sneak attack, sure. Close quarter shooter, archer. And then Mastercrafted Ultra Warbow. Right, I forgot to turn off the saving throw. Don't mind that. Ignore the walloping ammo saving throw. Okay. All of this doubled. So damage is reduced. Okay, so that is 22 22, 41, 51 damage. Now, what sort of thing? 51 times 2. Okay, so you're immune to acid damage. Good to know. You're resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks. Okay, so the 10 acid can be ignored. So go ahead.
I was just commenting on it.
Oh, go ahead and comment on it.
I was saying yes, he isn't. They are immune to acid.
Yep. And they're resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from magical attacks because they are a wall of water. You can't just go out and punch the river.
You could, but it wouldn't be very effective.
Right. No, I'd argue it just do nothing. It's water. It can flow around your attacks. The only reason why you're doing anything with it is because it's got magic, in my opinion.
Seems accurate.
Yep. Oh, and for people wondering at home, actually, no, I'm not going to spoil that. So, it only takes the 22 piercing and 19 there. It gets reduced by 2. So it's 22, 41, divided by 2 is 20, times 2 is 40. So it took 40 damage from this. He fires a shot into this thing, and while it does hit into it and it goes into it, comes out the back, and it continues coming towards him. And the Dragon Hunter is beginning to sweat a little bit as it casts a spell. That spell being actually yeah, it will cast a spell. That spell being the spell Glacial Fog. There we go. So Glacial Fog, for those who don't know, I will copy it into the chat. So here's Glacial Fog. As he casts a spell, a 30-foot radius sphere covered on a point within range becomes covered in frigid fog. Each creature that is in the area at the start of its turn while the spell is active must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 12d6 cold damage and gains 1 level of exhaustion and has disadvantage with perception checks until the next turn. Okay, so that will be the end of its turn. It is now the top of the round with the Dragon Hunter's turn, and I'll have them make a Constitution saving throw. Which, they have magical resistance, so they have advantage on the saving throw. They pass. Because it was DC 20. Okay, so they will take half of that. Which is, 12d6. Divided by 2. You can actually do equations in here, which is cool. Except it's not just divided by 2. It isn't also... Is there a reduction? Like... Nope, they have no sort of reduction. They don't have adamantino. Okay, fair enough. So they will end up taking 23 damage. Which gets taken away from the temporary hit points first. Not plus. Minus 13. No, they actually take less, I just realized, because they're resistant to the damage. Right. So they only took 11, so actually... They only lost 1 actual hit point.
That's how you know you're good, when you only lose 1 hit point.
I need to look it up again. What is... Did I really not write in my sheet what's the conditions for actually going berserk? I wrote the conditions for reverting back. I didn't write the conditions for going that way. Really? That's the one thing I didn't write into my damn cheat sheet. Also, the one thing I didn't prepare beforehand. Sorry, everyone.
Silly DM.
Being a DM is hard. What can I say?
I never said it wasn't.
Uh, yeah, okay, so if you take damage in combat, yeah, okay, so they must make a wisdom save equal to the damage taken, which in this case would be DC 11. Fair enough. Alright, pass. What's the other effects of Glacial Fog again? The other effects are, save creature attack damage ignores the other effects. Stored devices and tools are all frozen by the fog. Crossbow mechanisms become sluggish. Weapons are stuck in scabbards. Potions turn to ice. Bag cords freeze together, and so forth. This trying to require the application of heat for 1 round or longer in order to become useful again. But currently, he can't use any of his potions. He also, granted, his glaive is not in a scabbard. It's just on his back, so he can still pull out his glaive, but he currently lost access to his potions, and that kind of really annoys him. Frankly, it pisses him off. But he's not going to fly into a raid yet. Instead, what he's going to do is, we're going to use that. Given the fact that the acid didn't do anything, he's not going to try to use a breath weapon. I forget. They have spells. What spells do they have? Nothing that would be useful here. Actually, that's
Vanishing
useful.
Arrow.
What was that?
Vanishing Arrow.
Alright, Vanishing Arrow.
Because it banishes them to a random spot in the Feywild.
True.
So in my opinion, that'd be a great thing to try.
Yeah.
Because if it doesn't work, at least they know that arrows won't work against it. Or if anything, there's the bursting arrow, which will cause an explosion, and if he shoots in front of it, it would cause an explosion in front of the Leviathan instead of trying to hit the Leviathan itself.
Fair, but then it would only take damage from the explosion, not from the arrow.
Yeah, exactly. It may take explosion damage, but at least you won't have to worry about it not taking any damage at all.
It's a giant wall of water. I don't think it's hard to hit.
Yeah, but it's something that's immune to. Or its body will just reform. Like if an arrow goes into it, it'll just kind of go around the arrow.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. It will continue to use its bow. Okay, first off, it will use yeah. It will continue to use its bow and fire a shot at this thing again. And I also forgot they have haste, so haste will matter. Do I want to use banishing or do I want to use something else? What does enfeebling do again? That's not the best. Yeah, he's going to use his bow to do a banishing shot against it. With advantage. Oh, right. It's going to do bonus action fighting spirit. That's what it was. Okay. So that hits, obviously. This thing does not have very high AC. That makes sense. Okay. And roll additional, I believe it's 2d6. 2. Yeah, 2d6 force and must make a charisma saving throw. Which, if I remember correctly, the force damage, it's not resistant. Correct. It is not. That would be false. It's 25. Plus 24. Plus 11. 31, and now it needs to make a charisma saving throw. I forget offhand what the actual saving throw is. Did I have it right?
I would say
What was that?
DC. I would say, if you can't remember, probably a DC 24.
Why DC 24?
It's an obscure one.
You doing it because it's an obscure DC?
Yep.
No. I'm going to actually go look up to see what it actually is. Eight plus wisdom plus proficiency bonus. Okay, so that'd be 8 plus 4 plus 6. So that is a DC 18 check. And it's charisma, if I remember correctly. Yep, charisma. Alright, charisma saving throw. It passes. Okay, second shot. Oh wait, no, it's not 35 great. That's a crit. Okay. So. That's 81 more damage. These arrows are streaking in, and you can see them tearing small holes through the Leviathan. But the holes are just sealing up as quickly as they are appearing. And the arrows actually fly through and off into the stands, landing on the force field and not actually hurting anyone. The charisma save, that's a that's actually, wait, that's a fail. Okay, so it gets banished.
How long does the banishment last for?
To do a second charisma save, that would be banished. All by its way, target speed is 0, and... Come on, stop doing that. Target speed is 0, incapacitated. At the end of its turn, the target reappears on its space. It only disappears for one turn. It says at the end of its turn. So, yeah, this basically just causes it to lose its turn, is all this basically. So, it has vanished. In that time, the young Black Dragon Hunter will use the rest of its turn to get hop off the platform, get underneath the platform. Go represent by putting him on Hamlair. Get underneath the platform, and basically just get in a position where he can more or less hide for when it returns, waiting in anticipation, basically. All right, so now its turn. It has to waste its entire turn being gone, but then it comes back. But by the time it comes back, its turn will be over. Oh, back to the Dragon Hunter. Dragon Hunter, upon hearing this wall of water return at this point, decides. Okay. Decides that they are going to fire some seeking arrows this time, since they know where it is, effectively. So, they fire 2 more shots. This time, they are seeking it. First shot. You have that, right? Yes. You? Okay. Alright, and seeking arrows. Using divination magic, you grant the arrow the ability to seek out a target. When you use this option, you don't make an attack roll for the attack. Wait, no, that's not that one. Yeah, no. So ignore that attack roll. Don't actually make an attack roll for attack. When you use this option, you don't make an attack roll for attack. Instead, choose one creature you can see in the past minute. Arrow flies around corners, moving if necessary, ignoring 3/4 cover and half cover. Targets in the weapon's range is a path large enough for the arrow to travel through. The target does make a dexterity saving throw. Otherwise, the arrow disappears, traveling as far as it can. On a failed save, targets take damage as if it were hit by the arrow, plus additional 2d6 force, and you learn its location. Alright, so I will have it actually make a dexterity saving throw. Which it fails. So now it will take that damage. +21 plus 23 divided by 2 plus 2d6 multiplied by 2. Didn't know that you could do math equations in the actual chat.
It works wonders, though.
It's quite good. It means I can do an entire math equation without having to worry about it. Okay, so I'm a little under the weather, people. Apologies.
You're fine.
So I forgot he regenerated some HP. Plus 1. Alright. Also, I forgot, 1/4 of all this damage he is taking. So I have to actually calculate that. So just real quick do that. So are 22 plus 10 plus. Well, he will regenerate off whatever was already taken, but in this case, he will take another 52, which means they will have to make a DC. Is it DC 52? I think it's DC 52. too. Let me go double check that. Ah, there it is. However, if you take damage in combat, including self-inflicted damage. By the way, this rule is the fact that says, while you wear the armor, you move at speed. Every time you move faster than you'll speed when turning, take damage. Whenever you make a weapon or unarmed attack against a target, you have advantage. The target increase crit rate star takes double damage with the attack, and 1/4 of the damage you inflict on the target is also taken by you, never reduced in any way. That's the one. Take damage in combat, includes something. Must make a wisdom saving throw equal to the damage taken. If you fail, then you lose control of yourself and rage. Okay, so they now have to make a DC 52 saving throw, which the Dragon Hunter cannot pass. So they now enter a Berserker Rage. And I will remind you, since you weren't here last time, the last time one of these entered Berserker Rage, they obliterated the body so hard that they got disqualified because of it.
Hey, Fang.
So, now the Dragon Hunter just begins to scream. Now, wait, hold on. Hold on. I was incorrect about that because it's not DC 52 because it's 1/4 of 52. Hold on. What's 52 divided by 4? 13. Okay, so it's DC 13 saving throw. They could potentially pass that. Hold on. I was wrong. Ignore that. They are not necessarily Berserk yet. Okay, they are not Berserk. Cool. We're not Berserk yet. Still, though, they will do what they were going to do before, which is that they move out from underneath the platform, hop up into the water, and just start flurry of blows attack, and just start. They use their extra hasted. They start using flurry of blows with their bonus action because, surprise, they're a monk. So, I'll start with Flurry of Blows. Oh, why did the claw get undone? I just never do it. Better on. Well, let me just quickly do that. You're surprisingly quiet for someone who wanted to do commentary.
Sorry, I kind of zoned out. I tend to do that every once in a while. My brain shuts down.
It's fine. Is there anything you want to say about what's going on currently?
I am a little bit surprised that they are. What was the word for it? A monk. I'm surprised they're a monk.
Yeah. Their classes are. If I go look them up. They gained monk levels since the last time you guys bought them. They're currently. I don't have it written down. I have it written down. I might have it in bio. Oh. I forgot to write it down somewhere. Okay. Well, they are Berserker, Fighter, Rogue, Paladin, Monk, and um, Ranger is all of the different subclasses. Sorry, all
Ranger,
the
I'm not
different classes.
surprised.
Second?
Ranger, I'm surprised about, but I was definitely surprised about the monk, considering you also have a barbarian class.
Well, I mean, Barbarian and Monk get along together pretty well.
That's
Nothing
fair.
say you can't have an unarmed Monk Barbarian.
There's that.
Yeah. Also, notably, they're hitting a lot harder with their melee attacks than a monk normally does. That's because they have augmented limbs, thanks to the forges of Lion Fang. Because he realized the last one wasn't as scary, so these now have battle limbs from the Artificer, Master. I think it's Master Maker. No, it's whatever. I think it's Master Maker Artificer. Yeah. So they have battle claws. More than just battle claws, but the battle claws are the things that they're using for their unarmed attacks. If you want reference, this is the same thing as the augmented fist that Charles uses, Charles Pensley.
Oh.
Yeah, they have those. Just all Dragon Hunters have those now. Their limbs are forcibly removed and replaced.
Ow. That's gotta hurt.
Yeah, it does. There's a lot of things with the Dragon Hunters that hurt. They have a very rough backstory. I did the wrong modifiers.
You did the wrong what?
I did the wrong modifiers.
Uh-oh.
I put in all the range sharpshooting modifiers, not the melee modifiers. Oops.
Oopsie daisy.
It's okay. Let me fix that. Alright, turn off close quarter shooter. Turn off archery. Turn off sharpshooter. Turn on divine smite.
Yeah, because don't all attacks have Divine Smite to them?
No, they aren't Doomslayers.
I mean, not Divine Smite, but Smite to them?
Well, they pretty much only ever use their spell slots for smites. But, so if that's what you mean, yeah, but otherwise I don't know what you mean. They're not high level in any of these things. They're level 5 in each of these classes.
I thought they used Smite whenever they were hitting an enemy.
Oh, yeah, because that's what they use their spell slots for. But they can use it until they run out of spell slots. You want to hear a really dumb thing, by the way, about their kit?
Sure.
They have Rogue Sneak Attack, and Sneak Attack can proc anytime you attack an enemy with advantage. Their armor automatically gives them advantage, so somehow, standing in front of you, they can get Sneak Attack on you. By punching you in the face.
So they're just dumb.
Because rules are silly.
No, rules are dumb.
Anyway, now that I actually have it proper, so re-roll this damage. Of course, I rolled a crit the second time around. Okay, well, I'm going to ignore the crit's damage, because the crit part doesn't matter, because they did not actually crit. I'm taking control. So, that is 42 plus 25, except not quite, because some of that's Divine Smite damage, which is actually different. So, 25 plus 6, so that's 14. $42 minus 6 minus 8 minus 1 minus 8. Plus 6 plus 8 plus 1 plus 8.
So what are you doing?
Trying to figure out the damage of this attack.
Ah.
Oh, whoop. That was wrong. 1 to 15. 1 to 15 damage. Actually feels a little
Did you
high.
say? I was about to say, did you say 415 or just
150.
Okay. I got so concerned for a second.
I also realized where I did the math wrong.
What'd you do wrong?
I divided one of the inner numbers by 2, not both of the inner numbers.
Ah. Fair enough.
So he's effectively getting some of his piercing damage multiplied, which is not correct. So yeah, 90. It was supposed to actually be 90. Okay. But this does also mean
That's only 25 more damage.
25. Yeah, it's only.
You said it was a 115, so
yeah.
25 more damage.
It also meant that they inflicted 22.5 damage to themselves, which is rounded up to, which is rounded down to 22, which means they have to make a DC 22 Wisdom saving throw.
Oh yay!
They should really be proficient in Wisdom saves. Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
They fail, so now it's going berserk.
Oh god.
So, the Dragon Hunter, upon punching the first time and hitting the water, causing a small splash in it, but not really doing much, he gets pissed off and says, why won't you actually get hit? And slams his other fist into there. His armor glowing with a black and red aura as he flies into a rage, and the helmet closes around his head. The eyes on the draconic helmet turning a blazing red. So, they're now raging, meaning that they are going to be inflicting even more damage. Instead of being, we're going to see it in a second, but, yeah. Now stuff just got real. Okay. So, the first thing I need to do before I actually roll the attack is I need to go edit the crit range, because the crit range got increased. You want to know how big the increase on their crit range is now?
How big?
The armor normally gives a +1 to crit range. When enraged, it gives a +5 to crit range. Meaning they went from critting on an 18 to 20 to now critting on a 15 to 20. Here's their second attack. Oh, and what do you know? It's a crit. I thought it would be.
Because, you know, crits are easy nowadays.
There's a reason why the first time they got disqualified for destroying Clockser's body. 26 plus 9. 1, 3, 14, 2, 11, 22, multiplied by 6. Yes, their damage is now being multiplied by 6 instead of being multiplied by 2. So, it now takes 408 damage. As he now punches so hard, Saitama punches a small boulder-sized boulder hole through the water element, through the water leviathan, and it lets out a primal roar in a mixture of rage and concern.
Ooh, fun.
However, notably, they are within the leviathan space at this point, meaning that they must make a DC 24 strength saving throw because of the whelm attack. Well, engulf, sorry. The engulf feature, which says... Yeah, I don't actually have a list. Okay, yeah. So, let me make a strength saving throw with them. That's a pass. Okay, so they are not pulled into the currents and taking damage. They're not pulled into the currents and restrained. Okay. Then, because they're berserking and don't care about anything, they're now going to action surge. Because fuck it, you're raging, let's just dump all of your resources now. Shall we?
Because why not?
This is why I said they're an entirely different animal at this point compared to the one that you guys fought. That's another crit! Oh, by the way, they did, in fact, inflict 102 damage to themselves before, with that 408. So, keep in mind, the Berserker Armor is killing them in this process.
Yay.
So, okay. Uh, 27 plus 13 plus 10, 15, 16, 20 plus that's 15, 20, 22. Feel free to say anything, Aiden.
I'm letting you do math.
Thank you. 16. I do a lot of math while I'm on stream.
Which is fair.
Which, granted, I'm mainly just doing calculation right now. Oh, wait, no, that was the wrong multiplication. There's the proper number. Takes another 432 damage. As it has become bloodied, as over half the water leviathan is having a hard time keeping its form anymore, as large swaths of its body are being blown apart at each time he attacks from the sheer concussive force of the punches. Which, that punch those two punches were so strong that if this was a normal limb, it would have snapped his own arm. He'll take 1/4 of that damage, though. 432 divided by 4. He'll take 108 damage. Okay, that is the end of their turn. Because they don't have anything... Well, actually, yeah, they don't have anything else they can do on this turn. Water Elemental's turn. Sorry, Water Leviathan's turn. It decides that since it's already going to be having a large problem here anyway... Oh, sorry, at the end of the Young Black Dragon Hunter's turn, it decides to cast a spell. And that spell it casts is a very much get off me spell. It is not. They will cast Glacial Cascade. As a legendary action at the end of the Dragon Hunter's turn. There is Glacial Cascade. By harnessing the power of ice and frost, the Leviathan begins emanating an aura of cold within 30 feet of it. Creatures other than them within 30 feet must make a Constitution saving throw or take 10d8 cold damage. The creature killed by this spell is transformed into pure ice. They need to make a Constitution saving throw for them, which they will have advantage on. Also, technically, at the end of I would make a Wisdom saving throw for them, but it didn't matter. 26 plus 1. Okay, so they pass. So that means they'll only take half. That's 5d8 divided by 2. Sorry, no, it's 10d8 divided by 4. Sorry. That is 10 damage. Okay. Now it's their actual turn. They will do two things. One, they'll do another whelm onto the actual Dragon Hunter, so I'll have the Dragon Hunter make another strength save. The Dragon Hunter actually fails this strength save. Now, question, are they immune to being restrained? Let me double check. No! They are not immune to being restrained. Meaning that, yes, so. I will now post in here what the ability is. So, they are now subjected to the effects of Whelm, which says each creature in the space must make a DC 24 strength saving throw. On a failure, it takes 4d10 plus 20 bludgeoning damage. Let me go ahead and roll that. Plus 20. And then divide all this by 2 for 26. Okay. If it's huge or smaller, it's also grappled. Escape DC 24. Until this grapple ends, the target is restrained and unable to breathe unless it can breathe underwater. If the creature's saving throw is successful, the target is pushed out of the elemental space. The elemental can grapple up to 3 huge, 9 large, or 27 medium creatures. At the start of each of its elemental's turn, each target grapple takes that amount. Within 5 feet of the elemental can pull creature objects. Okay. So basically, he is restrained while he is in here, so he'll have to free himself if he wants to attack the elemental more. And then the elemental, while having this thing restrained, will fire a point-blank 9th level spell. directly into the Dragon Hunter's face. And would you like to know what that spell is?
Yes, I would.
That spell is probably the strongest spell a water elemental can cast. Black Hole.
Come again?
You heard me. They are casting a Black Hole, which is it's a 9th level Apocalypse spell in the campaign. Here's what it does. You can thank Cathanglis for buying a book that gave me this spell. So, you create a tiny black hole at a point you can see within range. The black hole is a sphere with a 15-foot radius. All fires and flames within 40 feet of the black hole, magical or otherwise, are instantly extinguished. Each creature within 40 feet of the black hole, when it appears, must make a strength saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 20d6 force damage and is pulled 5 feet, within 5 feet of the black hole. So, they must now make a DC 20 strength saving throw. Which, to be fair, the water elemental needs to make that too. But, its strength saves are fine. Yeah, it's fine. Both of them pass. Okay. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage and is knocked prone and isn't pulled towards the black hole. So he is now restrained and prone at the same time. Which doesn't matter, but hey, it's a thing.
Yep.
So, let me go ahead and roll 20d6. divided by 4. 22. Wow, that rolled really bad. Oh, right, also, the Leviathan regained HP at the start of its turn. God. We go ahead and roll for how much HP it regained. 48 plus 15. It regained 37 hit points. Huzzah. Okay. Assess the state of creatures in 5 feet of the black hole starts turn damage. Okay. So. It is now point blank next to him, so at the start of his next turn, he'll have to make a saving throw. Yeah. So, there is now a black hole there. Besides that, though, the Leviathan will end its turn. Start of their turn, I will have them make another saving throw. That is a pass. Okay. They are not actually... Or... Did you creature in 40 feet of the black hole at the end of his turn takes 2d6 cold damage. So he does not take the damage right now. Fair enough. However, they will try to free themselves from the restraint. Which... I will roll the strength check. They managed to break themselves free. They'd used their action to do it, but they didn't. They're now going to use their bonus action to... The problem is, there's currently a black hole in front of them, so they have to actually... Once they are free of the restraint, they then... Why did the music stop?
I don't know.
Yes, keep playing. Sure, or camp. That works. Do low-level combat. The Dragon Hunter will then jump into the air, really high into the air, and then come crashing down on top of the water elemental. So, to a reminder, he broke himself from his restraint because he's so closely in front of the black hole. He had to instead jump upwards instead of going out because he couldn't. So he leveraged his powerful legs to jump upwards as high as, not as high as he could, but 200 feet into the air. Which actually is as high as he could, because he ended up hitting the ceiling and bouncing off the ceiling towards the Leviathan. So, he hit the ceiling, taking some falling damage as a result. I'll go ahead and have him take the falling damage for... Actually, no, he's immune to non-magical bludgeoning damage. Never mind. So, he doesn't actually take falling damage. And then he'll crash into the actual Leviathan with bonus action flurry of blows and a jump, causing it to take the falling damage as well as his own damage. So first I'll have him take the falling damage. The Leviathan, I mean, from him crashing into them. So this is going to be 20d10 bludgeoning. Oh wait, they're immune to non-magical bludgeoning. That doesn't matter. Never mind. Ignore that. I forgot they're immune to non-magical bludgeoning.
You just said that a second ago too.
I said it was for the Dragon Hunt. I said I know the Dragon Hunters immune to non-magical bludgeoning. I forgot the Leviathan is too. 8 plus 25. The Dragon Hunter regains 89 hit points, by the way. From its just natural regen. Yeah, even though he gave them armor that will kill themselves, he also made sure to give them, the ability to regenerate their own health. Just passively. Anyway.
Why not?
Because he doesn't want them to just die.
Fair enough.
He doesn't care about their lives. He just cares about the amount of material that he wastes. The amount of effort he wasted. If they died. Alright, so now I'll make 2 claw attacks. With the flurry of blows. Which, are they out of 3rd level spell slots? Now that I think about it? Yes. So one of those is actually not using... One of those is actually using a 2nd level Divine Smite, meaning that I need to do 1 less dice on it. Okay, so the first one was the... Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do the damage, so... I'm just going to do this all at once, since we're here. And yeah, both of them hit. It doesn't have very high AC, and this guy has plus 18 to hit, meaning that from just his plus alone, he is guaranteed to hit unless he rolls a nat 1. Which he has advantage, so you need to roll double nat 1. Pretty much, the Dragon Hunter's not going to miss. Okay, so 34, so 8, so that's 26. 19. Plus 13, 16. Are you looking forward to the normal session starting again?
Yes, I am. I miss having just regular sessions again.
Yeah, the tournament will be over at a certain point. I'm glad people are looking forward to it, because honestly, I am too. This is the reason why I slashed a lot of the people in the tournament.
Oh, so are we thinking of doing the... What was it? The maze that I sent you? Or the dungeon that I sent you?
Maybe in the future when we get back to normal sessions.
That's what I'm saying for the normal sessions.
I'm actually thinking of maybe putting Levi through that maze in one of her side sessions. Because I have to do some side adventures with her character anyway. 8, 15. What do you think of that idea? You can even
I
help me with
wonder
that if
how
you want to. Hmm?
I wonder how she's gonna take it.
I wonder too. Two, 6, 8, 15. 8, 9, 13, 16. So 5, 8, 11. Because I'm ignoring the 7 because the fact that dice is not there. Multiply by 6. So, he inflicted another 570 damage to the elemental with these attacks. And not only which dispersed the elemental, causing it to be basically nearly dead, but also smashed about a 10-foot crater into the actual arena. He broke the upper platform and then smashed the 10-foot crater into the ground beneath the upper platform. And as he effectively shook the entire arena with those punches. And yeah, the Leviathan is knocked to negative 202 hit points. Sorry, what?
When someone asks you, "Hey, how much damage can you do?" or "How strong are you?" proceeds to do that.
Right. I've said it before, but as a power scaling nerd, Dragon Hunters are fun just because I get to actually show off, like, how strong are you guys? Well, if you can hit this hard, you can cause a crater. And I also got to talk about, and this is a side thing, if you actually read the book of history that Clockwork read, it talks about in the past that, like, some of the fissures that you see on the continents, like, you know Allartrust, in the bottom left, the one that looks like Australia cut in half?
Yep.
That cut in half was caused due to the battle between Lionfang and Silvestro. Their battle was so fierce, it split the continent in half.
Huh.
Yeah, so, the lion thing that was fought is that same lion. AKA the villain of the campaign. So...
Villain.
Sorry, go ahead.
I said supposed villain until discussed otherwise.
Right, well, used to be a villain until they got humbled, and now they're just kind of in the anti-villain / anti-hero territory. Depending on which way you want to look at it. Okay, more importantly, the water elemental is at negative hit points. It's going to start making death saving throws, but let's be frank here. The Dragon Hunter's not going to stop attacking it, so at this point I pretty much say the battle's over.
Yeah.
And unlike the Clocksworth match, there's no chance for this to be disqualified. By the way, you see how I said before that the last Dragon Hunter got disqualified for obliterating Clocksworth's body?
Yeah.
Because, Jesus H. Christ, that damage. Now I will note, the recoil damage is only taken by melee attacks, so their bow attacks don't trigger recoil damage. But their melee and weapon attacks do. Well, the melee attacks. So, after 1 minute goes by, with the Dragon Hunter just continually punching the water repeatedly for that entire minute, unleashing 4 attacks per turn, as well as Divine Smites, on what is at this point limp water. The Dragon Hunter is declared the winner of the actual match. However, I am going to make a series of actual saving throws. Dragon Hunter. Okay. So, after about 3 turns, of it attacking the water and not doing any damage, which would have probably been before they declared the winner, they managed to shake off the Berserker Fury because they're not taking that much damage into it. So when it's shaken off is by at the end of their turn they make a Wisdom saving throw equal to 10 plus the amount of damage they took during that turn, and if they pass, then they automatically shake off the Berserk. Otherwise, they can't willingly leave Berserk form. You want to know what's the other downside of Berserk form, by the way? They see everyone around them as hostiles. So if you...
Which includes their own...
Which includes their own friends, includes their own allies, includes the audience. So, if they didn't shake it off in time, they would start attacking the crowd.
And that's a disqualification.
Yeah, that's a disqualification. But they managed to shake it off in time this time. So, yay. They're declared the winner, and that was actually still a relatively quick match. Thank you, everyone, for watching, if indeed you still are. And I don't see a reason to prolong the stream, so I'm going to call it here. Goodbye, everybody. Gonna say any final words, Chad?
Oh, sorry, I thought you already ended.